Isa. Ah.
Nana, Nana, look behind you. Nana, look behind you. Nana, you're gonna miss the scene.
Surround our fish hatcheries. The fish hatcheries have had to put up netting to keep the cormorant out. West on the right side of the boat, the statue is San all times, including kids. Also, if you love your arms with your elbows included, your head, your children, your phones, please keep them all inside my boat, okay? Everything inside the wooden rail. And please avoid the shimpressions. I know it's very tempting, right? But unfortunately also dangerous. I don't know if you know, but smoking, vaping, or tobacco are illegal along the Riverwalk. It's a $300 fine if the police is doing one of these activities. If you do it on my boat, those $300 are for me. No, just kidding. Just don't do it, okay? And in case you would like to do some comments with your friends or family, maybe translate something because I know I have an accent. It's totally fine, you can do it. But just please keep it as quietly as possible. In that way, the rest of the group will be able to enjoy the tour.
Isa.
Last but not least, in case I decide to play the Titanic today, event, the World Fair, the World Expo. About 7 million people were coming to this international event. That was called Hemisphere 68. So the city of San Antonio had to get ready for this. And they started building a lot of things. One of these things, for example, was the convention center, that is really close to the place where we started. And in order to link the original Riverwalk from 1941 that begins passing that bridge with the convention center, that is the opposite way, they added this extension. 20 years later, 1988, was built the mall. The area where we started was also another extension. And we're going to see actually another extension later as well. So 3 man-made areas, the rest of the river, natural. And does someone by any chance know how deep it is?
Varies 6 to 8, 24 feet.
24, right?
Some parts, I guess.
Some parts, okay. Yeah, most of the area that we are going to visit today is between 3 to 5 feet.
Oh.
I'm taller than that, right? Yeah, don't get excited, okay? No, you know that it's not that deep, but it's going to be hot later. Maybe you're going to want to jump. No, don't do that, please. It is illegal. Actually, it's even more expensive than smoking on the Riverwalk. It's a $500 fine after you get arrested. So don't try to swim here, okay? And before I continue talking about this, look really quick on my left side, kind of behind me on the street level. You're going to see that bronze statue that is called the Torch of Friendship, and it represents the friendship between Mexico and San Antonio. It was made by the Mexican artist Sebastian 23 years ago. Okay, so I was saying it is illegal to swim or jump in this river. But what about fishing? What do you think? Can you fish here?
No idea. No idea. Never seen anybody.
You haven't seen anybody? Because most people don't know. But legally, you can't be able to catch anything in this area, right? People do it usually outside this little loop that we are going to make today. But yeah, we have fish. We have tilapia, catfish, starfish, carp, bass, among others here. And also, it was found a new species recently here in West Hill. Have you ever heard about the cell phone fish? No, I'm just kidding. We have a lot of phones here. A lot. How do I know this? Because every 2 years or so, the city drains parts of the river in order to clean it. Some Spanish soldiers settled in that area in order to protect Mission San Antonio de Valero. Have you ever heard about that mission before, San Antonio de Valero? Some of you have, some of you haven't. What about the Alamo? The Alamo, yeah? It's the same building. Yeah, the same place. So the original name of that building used to be Mission San Antonio de Valero, which was the first mission here in San Antonio back in 1780. So these Spanish soldiers settled there first. After that, French and Germans also settled there. And nowadays, you're going to find different restaurants, different shops with unique souvenirs, and also different restaurants and art galleries. Okay, and now, changing the topic. Right here on the right side was the bathtub contest in the first movie. Yes, some of the scenes of Miss Congeniality happened right here at the Anderson River Theater. So in this beautiful theater, we have a lot of shows along the year. About 800 people are able to enjoy them. And this is a beautiful detail by the wall on the right side. You're not believing that, right? We have more than 5. But I'm just kidding. They don't represent Taco Bell, come on. They represent the 5 missions that we have here in San Antonio. That sounds right. So we have 5 missions. Those are beautiful buildings from the 1700s. They are heritage of the nation. Those are amazing here in San Antonio. You have to go. And do you know what the best part? It's very well. So they replaced it with another one. The Briscoe Western Art Museum that opened back in 2013. So here in San Antonio, you will notice that we always reuse old buildings because we're going to see a lot of that along the tour. Okay, and now we're going to pass one of the most dangerous bridges that we have along the river walk. Very low, very sharp. The river to cross it with their horses. And back in 1691, Father Massanet, that day happened to be June 13th, when the Catholic Church celebrates St. Anthony of Padua feast. In Spanish, San Antonio de Padua. Does that name sound familiar? San Antonio? So, just because that it was his feast, Father Massanet named the river San Antonio. This is the San Antonio River. After that, the first mission was named after the river, and years later, the city was named in honor of the first mission. That's the reason why now we are in the city of San Antonio. There is a legend that says that since Mexican Revolution, couples start getting... No, don't worry, we don't have that. But pay attention in front of us, that huge red building is the largest and oldest continuously operated courthouse in Texas, the Berry County Courthouse from 1897. And just to let you know, there's a museum which is totally free, and I recommend to go and visit it because you can learn with that more about this county, Berry County. Okay, now pay attention to my left side, but pay attention to the very top of that building. Do you get to see those gargoyles coming out, almost where you can see the flag? Yeah? If you already saw them, pay attention to the street level on top of the first floor. Can you see those faces? Yeah? He looks like my ex. I know, love is blind, right? The first owners of that building, the Smith brothers, were very superstitious. They actually thought that by putting those gargoyles and those grotesque faces, they were going to be able to work off all evil spirits and bad business. But guess what? They didn't work, of course. They didn't work. Actually, they have really bad luck because that building was finished the same year when the stock market crashed, 1929. And after that, panic. Because This is the deepest part of the river. I mentioned 3 to 5 feet before, right? But I said that most of the river was about 3 to 5 feet deep because this area is about 15 to 20. This is the exception. And the reason why this area is deeper than the rest is because it is part of the flood control system that we have in San Antonio. This drop that we have going to the opposite way and the hole on the wall here on the left side. Happened that back in 1921, there was a major flood here. And just to give you an idea how serious it was, imagine the water 9 feet or 3 meters above the street level. Above. 50 people died during the flood. There was a lot of damage here in the city. And River Hackman created, because of that, the flood control system city in order to link the river walk on the right side with the main plaza that is going to the left. And there at the main plaza, you are going to find the oldest church in Texas, San Fernando Cathedral from the 1731. We have a beautiful show from Tuesdays through Saturday. Okay, and now in front of us we have the oldest cypress tree along the riverbank. Back in 1835, a Mexican sniper was hitting on that tree, protecting all this area from the revolutionary, and from there he shot Benjamin Milan, who was about 2 or 3 blocks away from here. Imagine, in order to kill someone that far in the 1800s, that means that tree was already big, right? And the oldest tree along the riverbank is a bald cypress tree, but nowadays we call it the Ben Milan tree. I will say that is at least older than 400 years old. Like those things that people used to climb, it has a rope, yeah. But that's a special difference. Yeah, but that's a job I would like to have. Yeah, honestly, it's very dangerous. Yeah, and they have to do that every year. You have the light, then take them out. Okay, right here on my right side, next to the orange boat, we have the Esquire Tavern. That's the oldest bar along the river walk. Before in 1921, the water covered those chandeliers. Back then, the building was the CPM Electric Building. Okay, coming up on the left side of the boat, passing the bridge, we are going to see what the St. Mary's Church, well, the parking lot right here, on the opposite, but St. Mary's is the second oldest church in the area from the 1850s. They used to have a boarding school for boys right next to it, where nowadays we have La Mansion Hotel. And now look on the right side, you see those people sitting there, something there, yeah? We call them tourists. And those are tourists in their natural habitat. Just kidding. So this, just kidding. This location is by the Aztec Theater from 1926. They used to have those black and white silent movies when they started. Now it's mostly a concert venue, but also our ticket booth is there. We have a gelato place, restaurants, and even apartments. Multifunctional, this whole building. Right next to it, what used to be the largest saddle company in the world by 1918, Grand Saddle Company, nowadays is the Mocara Hotel. Okay, and now on top of some of you, we have one of the most iconic, most famous bridges along the river walk. Bidi bidi bum bum. Do we have any Selena fans by any chance here? No fans? No one. But you know who's her, right?
Yes.
Who was her? Okay. Because a lot of you won't find Selena name, just to let you know. Instead, you're going to read the name of Robert Hackman. Who's that, right? He's the reason why we're here today, the father of the Riverwalk, who created this beautiful place and the flood control system. But people start calling it Selena just because that bridge was in one of the scenes of the movie Selena in 1997. With that scene, it became as famous as Jennifer Lopez. Everybody wanted to say it, right? So Selena or Robert Hackman Bridge. Now let me show you an optical illusion. Pay attention to the first building on the left side. Look up. Up. Up, 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 up. Whoa. That cloud wall looks like a freestanding wall, doesn't it? Yeah. That building used to be the Sixth Hospital from 1930, and it was one of the first air conditioning hospitals in the nation. That was the place also where the famous comedian and actress Carol Burnett was born. Unfortunately, the hospital closed back in 2019, and that building has been empty since then. Just the river level is used, how you can see there, and the rest is empty. I heard some rumors a few months ago that we are going to have apartments in that building. But honestly, would you live in a place that was a hospital? Kind of scary, right? Let's see what happens. The Alamo Bridge. Behind that building is the Alamo, and when they were building this hotel, the company wanted to do something actually taller than this, but they couldn't. Why? Because here in San Antonio we have a rule that says that buildings cannot give shade to the Alamo. So it was like if they built an extra floor there, they were going to break the rules. That's the reason why they had to. Yeah, don't try to swim here. Pictures. They are beautiful because you are on them. Check them out. Last but not least, tipping your boat captain is allowed, accepted, and very, very much appreciated, of course. I'm gonna leave my little tip jar right here in front of me on top of my helm. I do also have Venmo and Cash App. The QR codes are going to be also on my tip jar. So I want to thank you all for coming today. I hope that you have enjoyed the ride and history, and I hope you continue to enjoy this beautiful city. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. And just give me a few seconds to lay down the boat. Merry Christmas again, and you have a happy New Year.
चले लाला लोग
चलो चलो, let's go. जाओ के बाय अला